Patrice writes, one of the many symptoms of a disordered narcissistic society is the covert glorification and protection of predators and bullies. One of the most difficult crimes to prosecute in court continue to be cases of sexual assault. And that is because the perpetrator is usually believed over the victim, especially if the victim is a child. Because in a predatory society, children are the least protected people. Oppressive power structures continue to silence and victimize and belittle those who are least capable of defending themselves. Because in a colonial, disordered society, might equals right. Brute strength, dominance, and control are highly valued. Because that is how this nation came to be. People who find the courage to speak out against their abusers often face more abuse because of it. This is especially true when groups of people speak out against systemic abuse. The more attention that is brought to practices such as misogyny, racism, and homophobia, the more backlash is wrought against these vulnerable communities. And abuse always starts small, with something as simple as a mean joke, and then grows and grows and grows until it becomes outright violence. When people speak out against microaggressions and smaller scale bullying, it's common for them to be told that they are overreacting, that they're sensitive, that they're soft, that they're victimizing themselves. This is the stage where predators are most protected, because one of the biggest traits of narcissism is gaslighting. Gaslighting serves two purposes. The first purpose is to make the victim out to be unreliable, to make the target an unbelievable source, even of their own experience. And the second purpose, the main purpose, is to perpetuate the behavior. If we as a society really wanted to put a stop to predatory behavior, social abuses, and bullying, we would, and we would pay a lot more attention to patterns and the voices of targets, to the people who are directly impacted by these behaviors. But we don't. Internally, in our deepest minds, we know that this is a real issue, but we also know that it's an issue that collectively we don't want to solve, because social abuse and predatory behavior and bullying is what maintains the status quo, even at the expense of vulnerable children. Also, many of us simply live in delusion. We don't want to believe that bad things are happening all around us in our society, and we especially don't want to believe that we are helping to perpetuate it. The bystander effect is one of the most heinous crimes of apathy that we can commit. It enables us to say, I am not harming anyone, while simultaneously protecting those that commit harm, shutting down our eyes, ears, and mouths when we see people who we like, admire, and respect do things that conflict with our ideas of them. Instead, we choose to make up excuses for people who choose to commit harm at any level toward others, especially with larger entities such as organizations, corporations, and government bodies. It's much, much easier for us to shame victims rather than shaming abusers. And the more systems of oppression that you are targeted by, the less you are protected and the less you are believed. And the more you are dehumanized. One of the highest targeted groups for abuse, bullying, violence, and discrimination continue to be Black youth, especially Black queer youth. So pay more attention to the way that you react, think, and respond when people are sharing their lived experiences. Question your own apathy. Question your resentment toward those who speak up. And just have more compassion for other human beings. The only way forward and out is love.